So it's the end of the year or just about. Do you want to go out with a bang? And are you ready to set up your best year yet? If the answer is yes, stay tuned. I'm going to hook you up with an amazing process to really rock it this year and set yourself up perfectly for the upcoming year. And if you're watching this outside of the end of the year and you're just watching for a reset or a new beginning or a fresh start, this is also for you. I'm Emma Viglucci from MetroRelationship.com, a private practice specializing in working with couples who are feeling disconnected and who can't seem to get on the same page. We help them change their relationship mindset, improve their communication, change any recurring patterns, increase their connection, their intimacy, and their fun, and create a strong partnership and have amazing collaboration so they can create what they want. If these things resonate for you, including things on self care and wellness and changing any codependency patterns, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you're notified when we drop new content. And if you need additional support, please use the link in the description box to get an initial session so that we could get started working together. So, for today's topic, are we ready? Today's topic I love because I love planning, I love organizing, I love visioning, I love strategizing, I love creating systems. So this is my jam. I mean, the other themes are also my jam, and so are all the other strategies in a successful relationship strategy. But this is really close and dear to my heart. I have fun with this one. So, what we're going to be talking about is the end of year and new year planning process. I know it sounds complicated. It sounds complicated because it's thorough. I'm not going to lie, it has a lot of steps and in intricacies to it. You could do as little or as much as you like. The more that you do, the more you get out of it. And if you just don't like planning or this is not your thing, but you're still interested in like, how do I do things better? Just listen and then grab what tickles your fancy and just implement something, right? Because something is better than nothing. And that something will lead to other things and you start creating changes regardless of whether you put in a lot of effort or not. Okay. Now, like I said before, this is for starting a new year, but it could be for starting a new quarter. It could be for starting a new beginning, a new season, a new chapter in your life, whatever. It's a planning process. Okay, so just keep that in mind. You could use this at any time that you need a refresh, a reset, or whatever. Pull this out and grab parts of it that make sense for what's going on for you at the moment, and you tailor it to you, and you get what you want out of it. So I'm going to break this down into the 6 steps that are part of this process. Okay. And I'm going to describe each step. And as I go, I'm going to give you a little takeaway so that you can start doing something for that step if that step is of interest to you. Okay. So here we go. Step 1 is clearing. Now, in this step, this perfect time of year, I start this actually a little earlier. This is the beginning of December. I started usually like mid-November or so, where I start decluttering, getting rid of the things that are that are not important anymore or significant or needed or whatever. This ranges across the board. So anything that no longer serves me in my life has to go. So I clean out things like closets, cabinets, attics, basement, garage, whatever, things like this. This is kind of similar to I do this also in the springtime, change of seasons, end of summer. Like so there's specific times of the year where this feels appropriate to do. So again, if it's not December for you when you're watching this, this it's pertinent. So declutter the spaces, declutter the calendar, right? Because sometimes we accumulate meetings and commitments and things that we participate in just because we've been doing it, but it might no longer make sense to do that thing, right? And so reassess, does this serve me? Does it bring joy to my life? Does it make my life more productive? Does it support what I'm trying to do? What's the benefit of it? And if it's not a yes, it has to go. And so then uncommit yourself politely, nicely, and beautifully, and get out of that. Don't waste your time. Time is very valuable. So spaces, calendar, commitments, and anything else that you think that you need to purge. Habits, routines, just look at the thing and cut out the excess fat in all the places that you're like, this thing doesn't serve me. There was a phase for it that really worked really well for me. Now it no longer does, and that's okay to let it go. Okay. So we're letting go. Step two, celebration. A lot of times when we start doing things, planning, reset, strategizing, setting goals, or getting ready for a new chapter or whatever, or when we finish and accomplish something, then automatically we jump into the next thing or we jump into the thing that we want to do without taking the moment to acknowledge and celebrate what we have done, what we have accomplished, what we have experienced. And this is not just for check, I accomplished that big goal or that big project or I finished that thing. It's also for acknowledging what we went through, what we lived, what we learned, how we stretched, how we grew, how we evolved, what things we conquered, what fears we conquered or let go of, what issues we addressed and finally resolved. Like, so acknowledging the life that you've had so far and in this past year. Okay, so acknowledging and celebrating, whatever that means for you. That's step two. Okay, step three is contemplation. Now, in this step, I'm a little tricky. It has a few little parts in this. This is where we do our visioning process. This is where you say, okay, what is the life that I want? What is my big picture? And you grab it all down. What's my ideal day? And you grab it all down. What are the things that I want to live, experience, accomplish, create, whatever? You grab it all. You just dump all your wishes and your dreams and your desires. And then you sort it all by life areas. And then you choose which of those areas you want to focus on for the upcoming year. Okay. And then you say, okay, so if this is the thing that I want to accomplish, what are measurable goals or projects or things that I would need to do to make that thing happen? And then you say, okay, so to accomplish that thing, what are the tactics, practices, behavior changes, actions that I have to take on a recurring basis? Sometimes it's just a one shot deal, but on a recurring basis, so that if I do them, the thing will get done and accomplished. And then you say, okay, so how do I do that? And you narrow it down to there were three life areas that we're focusing on. You broke it down into all of the stuff that I just said. And then you're going to pick one or two items only that you will integrate into your lifestyle immediately, right? A habit, a behavior change, a change in schedule, change in routine, like something measurable that you will do immediately. Two per life area. So don't tackle the whole thing. Focus on three that if you make changes in those three areas, you will make a nice headway by the end of next year or whatever period that you're trying to address. Okay, that could get intense. Okay, so take your time. This is a beautiful process to do at the end of the year. Thanksgiving break, Thanksgiving weekend, this is perfect because you're setting yourself up, you're letting go, and you're thankful and you're celebrating and you're acknowledged the whole year. You start mapping out and thinking about the upcoming year, and then you're just gonna spend some nice time there designing this and making some decisions around all of this. All right, the next one, step four, is condescending. Now that's a word. I wanted to find a word that 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 capture radiance. So candescence, right? So then condescending to make it a verb. I don't know if that's the right verb. Hopefully the word makes sense. But just creating radiance and joy and spark in our life. And with this one, what I want you to do is to think of all the experiences and trips and adventures and vacations and things, activities, things that you want to experience that give you joy, interest, pursuits that just light your heart, replenish you, make you sparkle, bring light and brilliance and radiance into your life. Make a list of all the fun things and all of the ideas, bucket lists, and like that, all that kind of stuff. And then you're going to narrow down to, okay, what makes sense? Sort it into like trips, activities, experiences, whatever, and then map it out, right? So, how many vacations a year do we have? How many trips? How many weekend things? How many activities? How many interests? How many habits, right? Like just think of what makes sense for my lifestyle. You don't want to map out and integrate and schedule everything. This is just a brain dump, ideas generating, good energy creating, and then you pick in according to your guidelines for what makes sense for your life. You say, okay, we have 2 vacations a year, or we are off 1 week every month, or whatever your cadence is. You make choices around your calendar, your time, your schedule, and then you map out these things for the year. Now, can they change? Of course they can. Can you change your mind? Of course you can. Can you swap in for something else? Of course you can. Can you no longer be interested in something? Of course you can. For now, just map it out. So you have like a whole year worth of like awesomeness to look forward to, right? So it could be like, these are the 2 dream trips that we would like to have. It makes sense to do them around this quarter, so this time frames. This is, I want to take salsa lessons now, so this days might make sense. I'll check out that resource, or whatever the things are. And so start with, okay, this is the general map for the year, then boil it down to the first quarter of the year and commit to 1 or 2 things, a trip, an activity, an interest, whatever. So you have fun built in. Okay, so you have good things to look forward to, and it's not just all work or grind or just the business of life. Okay, that's what's going to give you the joy and the spark, and replenish and connect to yourself more and enrich yourself. And then that's going to bring a better, awesome self to the relationship, into your life in general, and everything's amazing. Yay. Okay, the next one, step 5, is coordinating. Now, this one has to do with all the things that we've been saying. You actually integrate them into your calendar, your just your routines, your cadences. You coordinate with your partner. If some of the things that you chose are solo activities, you coordinate with them to make sure that they flows into your childcare coverage or your routines or travel schedules or whatever. So now you coordinate, creating a joint vision, combining things, aligning those visions, the life areas, and everything that flows to the goals, the strategies, the mapping things out. So you coordinate as much or as little as it's proper for your relationship. They don't have to do the same amount of level of work around this that you like to do, if this is what you like to do. Whatever contribution they make to the vision and to the strategy is terrific. Take it, run with it. As long as you are chatting, creating, dreaming together, even if it's just a little bit. If they don't, if this is not their thing and this is your thing, you bring that to the relationship. You're the one that brings that, right? Be the bringer of it. Don't be resentful that your partner doesn't bring it. This is your job. They might bring other things. Okay. People get upset that their partners don't contribute to this thing, but maybe that's not their thing. This is your thing. This is the thing that you're supposed to contribute. Own it, embrace it. Don't overwhelm or freak your partner out with this. Share it in a way that makes sense for your partner and for your relationship. spearhead it if you're the spearheader, and then collaborate, share, get their input, integrate, massage it, and run with it together. Okay. And then bringing it back to coordination, now you get more specific. Okay, so this is our vision, these are our dream, this is our dreams, our goals, our things that we want to do. These are the mapping out of the activities that we discussed individually or together. These are all the things. You bring it all into, okay, integrated into your lifestyle and into your life. So the calendaring, the scheduling, the tweaking, the finessing, the removing the frictions, right? So you address whatever might get in the way and you implement the things. And remember, more is not better or bigger is not better, right? So keep it really simple. Even though you're doing this process, you're going to distill it to the things that are really impactful, that they're a lever that you pull. And when you do, things fall into place or they create a domino effect, and then all the things, all the benefits come from it. 4 sports per week for a kid is not is not the way to go about this. Okay, I had things like this from clients. I hear things like this. That's too much, right? So why is your life ruled by your kids' sports? And why 4 sports? I mean, you're not getting enough from one sport. Like, it doesn't make sense. You're just kind of filling in time, right? No judgment. I'm just saying, like, we sometimes we create our own hell. And so if that's what we want, and that's our cup of tea, by all means, knock yourself out. But then if you're not happy and it's not working for you, then why you're doing that, you see? So more is not better. Make the choices of how do we lead a simple, beautiful, very rich life. You see, so you put some of these things in place that they support each other, integrate well, and they create momentum. And you do it with ease and finesse without killing yourself doing all these fun things. We have to do all of these things. And then at the end of the day, it doesn't serve you, right? So we want to do this in the things in a way that's measured and that supports your life and it helps you create the life that you want. Okay. And then step 6 is commune about it. So you're going to talk with your partner about how does it feel? How is it going? What do we need to tweak? What do we need to change? How are we doing? Sharing more and polishing anything that needs to be polished and creating a way of enjoying it and milking it and getting the most out of what you just put in place so that it does what it's supposed to do. So you're going to get on the same page about that and how to actually enjoy it and tweak anything that might need some tweaking. If you want more on this, like the specifics, all the steps and just more guidance or a process to follow as opposed to just me chatting with you about it, go to my website, go to the blog, metrorelationship.com/blog, do a search for the end of year planning process, ENP. And there's a bunch of blogs there about this. And I also have it downloadable so you can do the whole process. And downloadable actually has links to specific blog posts too, so that you have a whole system here that you could use. And I'm going to put the link to that in the description box so that you get all hooked up and you could have a nice, thorough, beautiful process if you want one, or you pick and choose what serves you from it and you implement whatever you like and you still get to do something and get on the right track and make progress. Okay, so the takeaways. I don't think I gave you the takeaways as I went along. So I'm going to quickly just kind of grab the things. And I might have, but I just want to make sure that I do give them to you. So I'm going to quickly recap / give you takeaways for each of the 6, okay? So for clearing, pick something, choose something that you will clear, right? Because if you just say, I'm going to clear my whole life, and that sounds big, overwhelming, you might not get to it. So choose, am I going to do the spaces? Am I going to do my commitments? Am I going to do my calendar? Like pick something, play with it, right? So do some clearing. Number 2, celebrate. Choose a time or make a plan to sit with yourself and journal about all your experiences, your accomplishments, your fun, all the things that you want to acknowledge and pat yourself on the back. Or make a date with your partner, go out to dinner or a date in the home, just where you have some time together and you flesh out and you share and you talk about all of the awesomeness. Um, and maybe things that were not so awesome that you've experienced. Just acknowledge your life and celebrate your life. Number three, for contemplate, this is where it's perfect time to be like, ooh, the year's almost out. Holidays are around the corner. How do I do the holidays properly? One, and two, how do I set myself out to finish this year with a bang and set myself up properly for the next year? So you could, there's a nice chunk of time in there that you could play with to map all this stuff out so you really have your own back. Number four, for consenting, also make some time to like flesh out, brain dump, explore, brainstorm all the fun things. And so that you can start playing with that. And then when you finish, um, pick something to start implementing, right? So that's gonna bring us to the next one with coordination. So you're gonna integrate them into your life. You're not just gonna have a page with a whole bunch of stuff and you leave it, right? You're actually gonna integrate it into your calendar, your booking, your scheduling, whatever. You're gonna put it in your life to make sure it gets done. So those two things could actually be one session, you could do everything, or you could do the brainstorming, the planning out, and the having fun with it, and then another time where you actually put it all into your systems, right? Into your life so that you make your reservations, you do your bookings, whatever. You fix your calendar, all the things. And then so you could do them together if you have the stamina for that, or you could do it in two sessions. And then for the last one, communing, set some time aside with your partner and say, how are we doing? How does this whole process go? Do we need to tweak anything, polish anything, align anything, whatever? Where are we at? And just run with that. Okay. So those are more specifics to do around the 6 steps. All right, my loves. Hopefully that served you. Have a fabulous December. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. And if it's not that time of year for you and you're just looking for a reset, happy reset. Happy new chapter in your life. I wish you the best. You're amazing. Never forget and have fun with this process. I would love to hear from you. Which one of these steps resonates for you? Which one is like, ooh, that's interesting? Or like, oh man, that sounds like a lot, but I love it. Or like, oh, hells no, I'm not doing any of that. That's too much. I would love to hear how you experience this and what resonated for you the most and what you're going to be playing with. I would love to know. Just leave me a comment. Just curious as to how much you are like me. All right, have a fabulous, and I will see you at the next one. Bye.